Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a simple truth. Time is the most precious resource you possess. Every second that passes is a moment you'll never get back. Yet many of us waste years of our lives chasing after things and people that don't truly serve our purpose. We allow ourselves to be held hostage by the expectations of others, by toxic relationships, and by fears that aren't even our own. But today I want to remind you, you don't have to waste another year of your life for them. Time is the most finite resource you have, and once it's gone, there is no way to bring it back. Think about that for a moment. Everything else in life can be replenished. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose relationships, heal, and form new ones. But time, once it slips away, is gone forever. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of assuming we have unlimited time. We put off our dreams, delay important decisions, and procrastinate on the things that truly matter, because we believe there's always more time. But the truth is far different. Every second that ticks away is a moment you will never retrieve. Every hour that passes is an opportunity that's gone forever. We often live as if time is something we can waste, like we can borrow from tomorrow to make up for today. But here's the stark reality: time is not a renewable resource. The clock is ticking, and the only thing you can do with time is decide how you will use it. You can't buy more of it, and you certainly can't replace it once it's gone. Imagine this: you have an unlimited amount of money, but you only have a limited amount of time. How would you use your time differently if you truly understood its value? Would you squander precious moments on things that don't align with your purpose? Would you continue to invest your time in people and situations that drain you and hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself? Think of it this way: time is like a bank account. Every day you wake up with a balance of 24 hours. You can't carry over unused time. Once the day ends, that balance resets. And just like any bank account, you are constantly making deposits and withdrawals. What you choose to do with your time determines the quality of your life. You can choose to invest your time in things that nourish your soul, help you grow, and bring you closer to your purpose. Or you can allow others to steal your time through their demands, their distractions, or their drama. But understand that when you allow time to be stolen from you, you are sacrificing your future for a present moment that offers you nothing in return. We also need to recognize that time isn't just about how you spend your hours. It's about how you invest your moments. It's the little choices you make every day that accumulate over time to create the life you will ultimately live. You decide whether to spend your moments scrolling mindlessly through social media, or whether you choose to read a book that can expand your mind. You decide whether to spend your time in a job that doesn't fulfill you, or whether you take the leap to pursue something that ignites your passion. You decide whether to remain in relationships that drain you, or whether you choose to surround yourself with people who elevate you. The point is simple: time is irreplaceable, and you must treat it with the reverence it deserves. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but if we don't begin to take our time seriously, those dreams will fade away into the background of our busy lives. You cannot afford to waste another moment living for someone else, living for the approval of others, or living without purpose. Your time is too precious to spend it on things that do not move you closer to your destiny. So I challenge you today: start taking ownership of your time. Recognize its value. Make every hour count. Invest it in things that matter. Don't allow another year, another month, another day to pass without doing something significant with your time. The future you want to see will only come to pass when you begin making intentional use of the time you have now. Remember, time is irreplaceable, and how you choose to use it today will determine who you become tomorrow. The idea that your life is your responsibility might seem simple, but it's a profound truth that many people overlook or resist. In a world where we are constantly influenced by others' family, friends, social media, societal norms, it's easy to forget that ultimately no one else is in charge of your life except you. You are the author of your own story. You are the creator of your own destiny. Every decision you make, every action you take, shapes the life you lead. Whether your life is thriving or stagnating, it is the result of your own choices. One of the greatest disservices we can do to ourselves is to give away our personal responsibility to blame others, to complain about circumstances, or to expect someone else to come and fix our problems. When we do this, we are essentially giving away our power. We place our happiness, our future, and our success in the hands of others, rather than taking control of our own fate. The truth is, no one else is coming to live your life for you. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if we had more support, more resources, more opportunities, then our lives would be better. But waiting for the perfect conditions to begin creating the life you want is just another form of procrastination. The perfect moment never comes. And in the meantime, you waste time blaming everything around you for where you are. When you accept that you are responsible for your own life, something incredible happens. You take back control. You stop being a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you become an active participant in the design of your future. You realize that you have the power to change your life at any moment by making different choices, taking different actions, and thinking differently. This mindset shift is essential because it frees you from the toxic habit of externalizing responsibility. It stops you from waiting for permission from others or from waiting for life to hand you something you think you deserve. Life doesn't owe you anything. You must earn everything through your effort, your focus, and your commitment to your own vision. Accepting responsibility also means accepting that your life, with all of its challenges, is still your creation. Every mistake, every failure, every setback is an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and refine your approach. No one else is to blame for where you are today. You are where you are because of the decisions you've made, the actions you've taken, or the actions you've failed to take. That's not to say that external factors don't play a role in our lives. Of course, life can throw unexpected challenges your way: illness, loss, setbacks, and unfair circumstances. But the way you respond to those challenges is still your responsibility. Still your responsibility. You decide how to rise above them. You decide whether you'll let those challenges define you or whether you'll use them to build your strength, resilience, and character. It's easy to blame others for our misfortunes. It's easy to say, if only they hadn't done this, or if only they had supported me more. But the moment you shift the narrative to I am responsible, you empower yourself to take control of your life. You no longer have to wait for anyone's approval, anyone's help, or anyone's validation. You can begin moving forward right now. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that you have the power to make different choices moving forward. It means you take ownership of your actions, your emotions, and your circumstances, knowing that you can influence the outcome through deliberate action. You can choose the people you surround yourself with. You can choose the job you do. You can choose where to invest your time, energy, and focus. If you don't like the way your life is unfolding, you have the power to change it. When you fully embrace the idea that your life is your responsibility, you stop waiting for things to get better. You stop making excuses. You stop looking for someone to blame. You stop holding on to your past regrets and mistakes. Instead, you begin to make choices based on where you want to go, not where you've been. The beauty of taking responsibility for your life is that it gives you freedom. When you take ownership of your actions and decisions, you are no longer bound by the past or by the choices of others. You begin to see yourself as the creator of your own life, the master of your fate. It's important to recognize that this doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. Responsibility doesn't mean isolation, it means empowerment. It means that you take responsibility for seeking out the help, guidance, and resources you need to succeed. It means you take responsibility for your personal development and seek out growth wherever you can find it. It means choosing to align yourself with people who support your vision and who hold you accountable to your highest potential. Being responsible for your life also means showing up fully for yourself, not as a passive participant in the game of life, but as an active and engaged player. It means committing to your goals and dreams, no matter how difficult the path may seem. It means investing your time and energy into things that matter and walking away from things that drain you. It means living with intention and purpose, not letting life just happen to you, but shaping it through your choices. Your life is yours. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can control how you act. You have the power to choose the direction of your life, to create a future that reflects your true potential, and to live a life that is aligned with your values and purpose. So today, take a moment to reflect. Are you taking full responsibility for your life? Or are you waiting for someone else to take the reins? Your life is your responsibility. Own it. Embrace it. And remember, the life you're living today is the result of the decisions you made yesterday. The life you live tomorrow will be the result of the choices you make today. The question is, what will you choose? We all have people in our lives who affect us in different ways. Some build us up. Some challenge us in healthy ways, and some drain us, pull us down, or even sabotage our progress. It's essential to recognize that not all relationships are beneficial, and some can have a lasting negative impact on your life. Toxic influences are more than just occasional disagreements or people who have bad days. They are individuals, situations, or habits that drain your energy, diminish your self-worth, and prevent you from reaching your true potential. Toxicity isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't always come in the form of blatant hostility or overt negativity. In fact, sometimes toxic influences can be subtle. They might look like a friend who always needs you to fix their problems but never supports you in return. Or a family member who constantly criticizes your decisions, undermining your confidence. Sometimes toxicity comes in the form of a workplace that drains your passion, or a romantic partner who belittles your dreams. The first step to removing toxic influences is to identify them. This isn't always easy because toxic influences don't always present themselves as overtly harmful. They may disguise themselves as normal. Relationships or situations that just feel uncomfortable or draining, leaving you unsure of why you're feeling off. That's why it's crucial to trust your gut. If someone or something makes you feel exhausted, diminished, or anxious more often than not, it's time to pay attention. Focus on your purpose, and you unlock the most powerful force within you. We all have a unique reason for being here, a purpose that calls to us from deep within. It's a thing that stirs our soul, the force that drives us, that makes us feel alive. But too often we become distracted by the noise of life. We allow the opinions of others, the pressures of society, or the demands of everyday responsibilities to pull us away from what truly matters. We lose sight of our purpose, and as a result, we begin to feel unfulfilled, restless, and disconnected from our own lives. Your purpose is not something that can be given to you by someone else. It's not something that you can borrow or copy from others. It's uniquely yours, and it resides in the core of your being, waiting for you to align with it. But in order to do so, you must focus, and that focus must be deliberate, consistent, and unwavering. Focusing on your purpose means choosing to prioritize it over the distractions that may come your way. It requires you to be intentional about how you spend your time and energy. If you are not aligned with your purpose, you will spend your days drifting from one thing to another, feeling as though something is missing, Even when everything around you seems to be fine, that's because without purpose, there is no true direction. You are moving through life without a clear sense of why you're doing what you're doing. In today's world, it's easy to be overwhelmed with options, opinions, and expectations. Everywhere you look, someone is telling you what you should do or what you should have. Social media, for instance, constantly bombards us with images of success, beauty, and happiness, creating a false standard of what our lives should look like. But your purpose is not defined by what others are doing. Your purpose is defined by what you are meant to create, experience, and contribute in this world. To truly focus on your purpose, you must be willing to tune out the noise and listen to the quiet whispers within. This requires you to spend time with yourself in stillness, to reflect on your own desires, values, and passions. The world will try to pull you in different directions, but when you are focused on your purpose, you can cut through the distractions with clarity. You will know, without a doubt, what it is that you are meant to do. When you are focused on your purpose, every decision becomes easier because it is rooted in your values and your vision for your life. You begin to understand that not everything is worth your time, and not every opportunity is worth pursuing. When you are aligned with your purpose, you know that your energy is precious, and you will no longer waste it on things or people that do not serve your higher calling. However, this focus doesn't mean that the path will always be smooth. In fact, focusing on your purpose often requires sacrifices. It means saying no to distractions. It means setting boundaries with people who don't understand your vision. And it means committing to the hard work that is necessary for growth. But the beauty of staying focused on your purpose is that it provides you with the resilience and determination to keep going, even when the road gets tough. The challenges you face will no longer feel like obstacles. They will become stepping stones, opportunities for growth and refinement on your way to fulfillment. When you focus on your purpose, you will start to see opportunities where others see challenges. You will find solutions to problems that others thought were impossible. Purpose has the power to transform you, to ignite the potential within you that you didn't even know existed. You will become unstoppable, not because things always go your way, but because you have a clear direction, and you will not allow anything to pull you off course. One of the most powerful aspects of focusing on your purpose is the sense of fulfillment it brings. When you are aligned with your purpose, you no longer have to chase happiness because it becomes a natural byproduct of living authentically. True happiness comes from living in alignment with who you truly are, from doing the work that brings you joy, from contributing to the world in a way that feels meaningful. You begin to feel a deep sense of peace because you know that you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do. This focus on purpose also enhances your ability to influence the world around you. When you live with purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Your energy becomes contagious. People are drawn to you not because of what you have or what you do, but because of who you are when you are living in alignment with your true calling. You become a beacon of possibility for others, showing them that it is not only possible to live with purpose, but it is the most fulfilling way to live. The world may try to distract you. The noise may get louder and the challenges may increase, but if you stay focused on your purpose, you will always find your way. You will always be rooted in something bigger than yourself. And when you are rooted in your purpose, nothing can shake you. You are anchored to your truth, and no matter what happens around you, you will continue to move forward with clarity, passion, and confidence. Focus on your purpose, and you will discover a life that is more than you ever imagined, a life that is rich with meaning, aligned with your deepest values, and fueled by a relentless drive to create, contribute, and become everything you were always meant to be. The cost of staying stagnant is far greater than many realize. In the comfort of familiarity, there is a subtle trap, a false sense of security that convinces us that maintaining the status quo is enough. We often tell ourselves that staying where we are is safer than stepping into the unknown, that the risk of growth and change is too much to bear. But the truth is, stagnation carries a far heavier price than we may be willing to admit. The longer we remain stagnant, the more we pay emotionally, mentally, and even physically. When you choose to stay stagnant, you choose to resist growth. You stop evolving, you stop learning, you stop becoming the person you were meant to be. This is not simply a passive state, it's an active choice. Every day that you stay in one place, you are consciously deciding not to move forward, not to take the risks, not to step outside of your comfort zone. This kind of inertia has consequences that ripple throughout your entire lives. At the most fundamental level, staying stagnant means you are not progressing toward your dreams. Your vision for the future, your aspirations, and your potential remain locked away, gathering dust. The life you want to live, the goals you want to achieve, the person you want to become, they all remain just that: desires, wishes, untapped potential. The world around you keeps moving, and while you stay in place, you fall further behind. One of the greatest costs of stagnation is the loss of time. Time is irreplaceable. Once it passes, you can never get it back. Every day you spend not pursuing your goals, not pushing yourself to be better, you are spending precious time that you will never recover. Time is your most valuable currency. And when you squander it by staying stagnant, you lose opportunities, experiences, and growth that cannot be retrieved. Staying stuck is like letting the days slip through your fingers, days that could have been used to build something meaningful, to learn something new, or to move closer to the life you desire. Stagnation also affects your emotional and mental well-being. When you aren't growing, when you're stuck in a repetitive cycle with no sense of progress, you begin to experience a sense of dissatisfaction that is difficult to ignore. This is often where feelings of frustration, anxiety, and self-doubt arise. The longer you stay stagnant, the more you begin to question yourself. You may find yourself caught in a loop of negative thinking: I'm not good enough, I'll never change, I don't deserve better. The longer you remain in that state, the more those thoughts become your reality. You start to internalize the lie that you're stuck, that nothing will change, and that you're powerless to change it. This type of stagnation is corrosive to your mental health and self-esteem. The cost of staying stagnant isn't just emotional, it can also be physical. Stress from feeling trapped, uninspired, or disconnected from your purpose can manifest in your body. Chronic stress can lead to physical health issues such as headaches, insomnia, high blood pressure, and even heart disease. The emotional toll of stagnation often leads to poor lifestyle habits, eating poorly, lack of exercise, and neglecting self-care because you aren't motivated to take care of yourself. When you feel like you're not moving forward in life, you stop taking care of your body because deep down you believe that you don't deserve to feel better. Over time, this neglect leads to a further decline in health, creating a vicious cycle of stagnation in both mind and body. Another cost of stagnation is the impact it has on your relationships. When you are stagnant, you stop evolving. And relationships, whether personal or professional, are about growth. If you are not growing, it becomes difficult to maintain meaningful relationships. People around you may begin to notice your lack of ambition, your unwillingness to push yourself, and your resistance to change. People are drawn to growth, to people who are evolving, learning, and becoming the best version of themselves. If you remain stagnant, you may find that your circle of friends becomes smaller, your opportunities for meaningful connections decrease, and you start to feel more isolated. Relationships stagnate when there is no shared growth, no shared vision for the future. Stagnation also affects your professional life. In a fast-paced world, the people who stand still get left behind. In your career, if you are not constantly learning, adapting, and pushing your boundaries, you risk becoming irrelevant. The skills that were once in demand will become obsolete and new opportunities will pass you by. The workplace is evolving all the time, and if you don't adapt to those changes, you can easily find yourself stuck in a job or career that no longer fulfills you or offers growth. Staying stagnant in your career means missing out on promotions, raises, and the chance to work on exciting new projects. Worse, it can lead to burnout and a sense of resentment as you find yourself in a place where you are neither challenged nor fulfilled. But the true cost of staying stagnant is the loss of your sense of purpose. Purpose is the driving force behind everything we do. It's what gives us meaning, direction, and motivation. When you don't move forward, you lose touch with your sense of purpose. The longer you stay in one place, the further you drift from the life you were meant to create. Eventually, you may even forget what it feels like to be on fire with passion, to feel like you are making a difference in the world. The cost of stagnation, then, is not just the loss of goals or material success, it's the loss of your connection to your deepest desires, your sense of fulfillment, and your ability to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. The cost of staying stagnant is the deeper regret that comes with realizing that you let time slip away without doing anything about it. As you look back on your life, you may find that the greatest regret isn't the mistakes you made, or the challenges you faced, the things you didn't do, the risks you didn't take, the dreams you didn't chase. When you realize that stagnation has robbed you of your potential, it's not just a matter of lost time. It's the realization that you could have been so much more, that you had the ability to do so much more, but you chose comfort over growth. That regret is something that once felt can never truly be undone. Staying stagnant is not a neutral choice. It may seem like you're doing nothing, but in reality, you are actively losing out on the life you could be living. Every moment you choose to remain in a state of complacency, you are paying the price in ways you might not fully realize until later. But the good news is, you can change. You don't have to remain stuck. The cost of staying stagnant may be great, but the rewards of moving forward, however small, the steps are immeasurable. It's time to choose growth. It's time to take action, to move toward your potential, and to stop paying the cost of stagnation. The only thing standing in the way of a better tomorrow is the decision you make today. Stop waiting for permission. So often in life, we sit back and wait for someone to give us the green light, to validate our ideas, or to approve our path. We wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the endorsement from someone we respect or admire. We tell ourselves that once we get that permission, then we'll take the leap, then we'll pursue our dreams, or then we'll make the change we know we need. But here's the truth, you don't need anyone's permission to live the life you are meant to live. Waiting for permission is a form of self-doubt. It's an indication that you don't fully believe in your own worth, your capabilities, or the validity of your dreams. When you wait for others to tell you that you're ready, you're giving away your power. You're allowing someone else's approval to determine your value or your worthiness. But you were never meant to live in the shadows of others' opinions. You are the authority in your own life. Every day you wait for permission is another day you allow fear to dictate your choices. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of the unknown that paralyzes you, keeping you stuck in indecision. But in reality, waiting for permission only delays your growth. The world is full of naysayers, critics, and people who will never understand your vision. If you're waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, there is no perfect moment to begin. There is only the moment you decide to take action. Instead of waiting for permission, start giving yourself permission to move forward. Give yourself permission to dream big, to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to make mistakes along the way. You don't need anyone's approval to start living boldly and authentically. It's time to start looking for external validation and trust in your own ability to chart your course. When you take the first step, you will realize that the permission you were waiting for was always inside of you. Don't live for other people's expectations. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that your worth and success are determined by the approval of others. From the moment we are born, society, family, peers, and even strangers try to impose their standards on us, what we should look like, what we should do, how we should act. Over time, we internalize these external pressures, believing that we need to conform to a set of expectations in order to be loved, respected, or valued. But here's the reality: living for others' expectations is a surefire way to lose yourself. When you live to meet the expectations of others, you're essentially putting your own life on hold. You're making decisions based on what others want or expect from you instead of what you want for yourself. You begin to mold your identity around external validation rather than cultivating a life that aligns with your true values, passions, and purpose. And while you may receive approval from others, you will feel disconnected from your own heart. The truth is, no one else can define who you are or what your life should look like. Only you hold the authority over your journey. Living for other people's expectations robs you of the freedom to pursue your own dreams. Every time you make a decision out of fear of disappointing someone or meeting someone else's standards, you make a sacrifice, often without realizing it, that chips away at your sense of fulfillment and authenticity. If your primary motivation is to live up to the expectations of others, you may end up living a life that's theirs, not yours. You may have the job, the house, or the relationships that society deems successful, but deep down, you might feel unfulfilled, as if something is missing. That something is your true self, your own desires, and your own dreams. It's important to realize that people will always have opinions, and those opinions may or may not align with your vision. No matter what you do, someone will always find a reason to criticize, judge, or question your choices. That's part of life. But your job is not to please everyone. Your job is to honor your unique path and to follow the calling that's within you. The more you chase others' expectations, the further you move away from your own potential. The most successful, fulfilled, and happiest people are the ones who have the courage to listen to their own inner voice and let go of the need for constant external validation. Living authentically means you no longer need permission from others to be who you are, to make choices that align with your purpose, or to follow the dreams that stir your soul. You take ownership of your life, your decisions, and your direction. This is where true freedom lies, not in meeting other people's expectations, but in creating your own standards and living up to them. You are worthy not because of the validation or approval of others, but because you are uniquely you. Don't let the expectations of others overshadow your own inner knowing. Don't let fear of judgment or failure keep you from stepping into your true potential. The only person you need to please is yourself. It's your life to live and your life to create. Don't waste it living according to someone else's script. Your purpose, your happiness, and your success are defined by what you choose for yourself, not by the narrow lens of others' expectations. Live for your own vision of the future and let everything else fall away. True freedom lies in letting go. We often think of freedom as the ability to do whatever we want, to break free from external constraints and live life on our terms. And while that kind of external freedom is important, the real freedom, the kind that brings peace, joy, and fulfillment, comes from within. It comes from releasing the things that bind us, the beliefs, the fears, and the attachments that keep us tethered to a past that no longer serves us. Letting go is an act of empowerment. It's the conscious decision to release what no longer adds value to your life, whether it's old wounds, limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, unproductive habits, or the weight of past regrets. Holding on to these things only drains your energy and keeps you stuck in cycles of fear and uncertainty. The more you hold on to what doesn't serve you, the less space you create for new opportunities, for growth, and for peace. By letting go, you open yourself to a greater sense of freedom because you are no longer carrying the burden of unnecessary weight. One of the most powerful forms of letting go is releasing the past, the regrets, the mistakes, the what-ifs, and the wounds that continue to shape your thoughts and behaviors. We often get trapped in the stories we tell ourselves about what went wrong, the people who hurt us, or the opportunities we missed. These memories and narratives create a mental prison, and until we let go of them, we will continue to be prisoners of our own minds. The past is done, it's behind you. Holding on to it doesn't change it, it only keeps you from moving forward into the future that awaits you. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting or dismissing what happened. It means choosing not to let it control your present or define your future. True freedom also comes from letting go of attachments not just to people but to outcomes, expectations, and possessions. We live in a world that constantly tells us to acquire more, to seek validation through material things, titles, or the approval of others. But true freedom is found in detaching from the need for external validation. When you can let go of the desire to control every aspect of your life, you free yourself from the pressure to be someone else's idea of successful, happy, or worthy. The more you detach from the need to possess, to control, or to be seen, the more you become at peace with simply being who you truly are, right now, without the need to prove anything. The most liberating thing you can do is let go of the fear of what others think. We live in a society where external opinions often dictate our choices. We are constantly measuring ourselves against the expectations and judgments of others. But this fear of judgment is a cage that keeps us from fully expressing ourselves, from pursuing what excites us, and from living authentically. When you let go of this fear, when you stop caring about what others think, you step into a new kind of freedom, one that's rooted in your own values and desires, not in the approval of others. You no longer live for the applause or the criticisms. You live for your own fulfillment. Letting go also means releasing control. We are conditioned to believe that we need to control our circumstances, our relationships, our outcomes, but in reality, control is an illusion. The more we try to control everything, the more stressed, anxious, and frustrated we become. Life is unpredictable. And true freedom comes from surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that things will unfold as they are meant to, even if it's not exactly as we planned. When we stop trying to micromanage every detail, we allow ourselves the space to receive what is meant for us. We become more adaptable, more resilient, and more in tune with the natural rhythm of life. Another profound way to experience freedom is by letting go of perfection. Many of us hold on to perfectionism, thinking that we must be flawless in every way to be worthy of success or love. But perfection is a trap. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism, fear of failure, and constant dissatisfaction. The truth is, imperfection is part of what makes us human. It's where growth happens, where creativity flows, and where real connection is formed. Letting go of perfection means embracing your flaws, your mistakes, and your uniqueness. It means accepting yourself as you are, without the need for constant validation or self-judgment. True freedom is not the absence of responsibility or obligation. It is the freedom to choose how we respond to life's circumstances. It's the freedom to choose our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. When you let go of the need to control outcomes and the weight of external expectations, you gain the freedom to create your own experience of life. You move from a place of fear and survival to a place of creation and possibility. You no longer react to life, you create it. You no longer live by default, you live by design. Letting go is a process. It's not something that happens overnight, but with each thing you release, you move closer to a life of greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. The more you let go, the lighter you become. You free yourself from the past, from the burden of regret, from the fear of judgment, and from the need to control every outcome. And in that freedom, you discover who you truly are, a unique individual with infinite potential, capable of living a life that is authentically yours. So if you want true freedom, start by letting go. Let go of the past, of your attachments, of the need for external validation, of the fear of failure, and of the illusion of control. Let go of the things that weigh you down and hold you back, and you will find that the freedom you've been searching for was always within you. It's time to release, to surrender, and to trust that life will unfold in its own perfect way. True freedom lies in the letting go. Investing in personal growth is one of the most valuable decisions you can make for your life. It's an investment that pays lifelong dividends, not just in terms of success or achievements, but in terms of fulfillment, happiness, and self-empowerment. Personal growth is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built, from your relationships to your career, your physical health, and your overall sense of purpose. The journey of personal growth is a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, and this commitment requires intentionality, time, and a willingness to evolve. One of the first steps in investing in personal growth is recognizing that growth is a continuous process, not a destination. There is no final version of you. There is only the person you are becoming. Personal growth means constantly seeking new ways to challenge yourself, expand your mindset, and develop the skills and qualities that align with your purpose. It's about being open to change, both internally and externally. This mindset is essential because life is always evolving. And if you don't continue to grow, you risk being left behind or stuck in outdated ways of thinking and being. Investing in yourself means making time for self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-improvement. This starts with becoming deeply aware of who you are, and where you want to go. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. You need to understand your strengths, weaknesses, fears, desires, and habits in order to create a plan for improvement. It's through this reflection that you gain clarity on what you need to work on, whether it's emotional intelligence, communication skills, time management, or developing a growth mindset. One of the most powerful ways to invest in your personal growth is by prioritizing learning. The world is constantly changing, and the more you learn, the more equipped you become to handle the challenges that life presents. Whether through formal education, reading books, attending workshops, seeking mentorship, or gaining new experiences, continuous learning keeps you sharp, adaptable, and prepared for whatever opportunities arise. The knowledge you gain today can serve as the foundation for your success tomorrow. Whether it's learning new technical skills for your career or gaining deeper wisdom about human relationships, emotional resilience, or leadership. In addition to learning, developing new habits plays a critical role in personal growth. Your habits shape your life. They dictate how productive you are, how healthy you feel, how you approach relationships, and how you manage stress. Small, consistent changes in your daily routine can lead to monumental transformations over time. This might mean committing to a regular fitness routine, adopting a morning meditation practice, setting daily goals, or simply being more intentional about how you spend your time. Habits are the building blocks of your future, and investing time and energy into creating positive, sustainable habits will compound over time, yielding extraordinary results. Another key aspect of investing in personal growth is building emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to understand and manage your emotions and the emotions of others. It involves skills like self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and effective communication. Developing your EQ allows you to build stronger relationships, navigate challenges with resilience, and lead with compassion. In today's world, EQ is often a more powerful predictor of success than IQ because it enables you to connect with others, make sound decisions, and handle adversity in ways that intellect alone cannot. One of the greatest returns on your investment in personal growth comes through self-discipline and the ability to make decisions aligned with your long-term vision, rather than being swayed by short-term impulses. Self-discipline is the ability to focus on what matters most, even when distractions or temptations arise. This skill is crucial because growth is often uncomfortable. It requires persistence, patience, and the willingness to push through resistance. Whether you're working toward a fitness goal, building a business, or striving for personal development, self-discipline keeps you on course when the journey feels challenging or slow. It's about learning to stay focused on your goals, even when the immediate results aren't visible. Investing in personal growth also means taking risks and stepping out of your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens when we stay inside our bubble of familiarity. If you want to grow, you have to challenge yourself to do things that make you uncomfortable, whether that's starting a new project, having difficult conversations, traveling to new places, or trying new things. The magic of personal growth happens when you push yourself beyond the limits you've set for yourself, even if that means making mistakes or facing failure along the way. The discomfort of taking risks is where resilience is built and where true breakthroughs happen. Investing in your physical health is also a crucial aspect of personal growth. Without good health, it becomes nearly impossible to achieve success or to pursue your goals with energy and clarity. Physical well-being directly impacts mental clarity, emotional resilience, and productivity. Exercise, proper nutrition, adequate sleep, and stress management are all essential elements that fuel your ability to grow and thrive. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life. Taking care of it ensures that you have the strength and vitality to pursue your dreams and to overcome obstacles. Finally, one of the most profound ways to invest in personal growth is by surrounding yourself with the right people, those who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage you to become better. The people you spend time with have a tremendous impact on your growth. If you surround yourself with those who are constantly striving for more, who lift you up, and who challenge your thinking, you will naturally rise to meet that energy. Relationships are powerful catalysts for growth. And when you invest in building a strong, supportive network, you create an environment where growth is inevitable. Mentors, friends, family, and colleagues who share your values and your vision for the future can help guide you through your journey and hold you accountable to the best version of yourself. Investing in personal growth means you are committing to lifelong evolution. The more you invest in yourself, the more you expand your potential. The beauty of personal growth is that it never ends. You can always learn, grow, and become more than you were yesterday. Every effort you put into improving yourself compounds over time, creating an exponential effect that reverberates throughout your entire life. Personal growth is not just an investment in what you will achieve, but in who you will become. It's a legacy you create for yourself, your family, and the world. The returns on investing in personal growth are immeasurable. With each step you take toward becoming the best version of yourself, you become a more powerful force in the world. You inspire others, you live more intentionally, and you build a life that reflects your highest potential. This investment, though it takes time, effort, and commitment, yields the richest rewards you could ever receive. You have the power to choose. Every day and every moment, you are presented with a series of choices, big and small, that shape the direction of your life. The decisions you make, the thoughts you entertain, and the actions you take determine the life you live. Choice is one of the most powerful gifts you possess, and yet many people fail to realize its full potential. They get caught up in circumstances, in the expectations of others, or in the limiting beliefs that cloud their vision. But the truth is, you are never powerless. You always have the ability to choose how you respond to challenges, how you interpret situations, how you pursue your dreams. The first thing to understand is that choice is not just about external actions, but about your internal mindset. You have the power to choose your thoughts, your attitudes, and your beliefs. Your mind is a powerful tool that, when harnessed correctly, can lead you to extraordinary things. If you believe that success is possible for you, that you are worthy, and that challenges are opportunities to grow, your choices will reflect that mindset. On the other hand, if you believe you are a victim of circumstances, that you are powerless, or that the world is working against you, then your choices will be limited by those beliefs. Your thoughts and beliefs influence the decisions you make, and those decisions, in turn, shape your life. One of the most liberating realizations you can have is that you are not bound by your past. Your past does not have to dictate your future. Too often people get stuck in the idea that because they've failed before, or because they've made mistakes, they are destined to repeat those failures. But this is a false belief. You always have the power to choose a new path. Every day is a fresh opportunity to change your trajectory, to rewrite your story, and to take steps in a new direction. Your past only holds power over you if you choose to let it. If you decide that your past mistakes don't define you, if you choose to forgive yourself and learn from them, then your future becomes wide open for new possibilities. Choice is also incredibly empowering because it means you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. While we cannot always control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Life is full of unpredictable twists and turns, challenges, setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected opportunities. But no matter what happens, you always have the power to choose how you respond. You can choose to see challenges as obstacles or as opportunities for growth. You can choose to stay stuck in negativity or to rise above it with resilience and optimism. Your response to adversity shapes the person you become. One of the greatest forms of power is the ability to choose your response to others. We are constantly surrounded by people who may have different opinions, values, or ways of behaving, and it's easy to feel frustrated or disempowered by their actions. But what's important to realize is that you always have the power to choose how you engage with others. You don't have to react in anger or frustration. You can choose to respond with calmness, understanding, or empathy, no matter what's happening around you. When you take responsibility for your responses, you take back control over your emotional and mental state. Another vital aspect of the power to choose is in how you pursue your goals. We all face obstacles in life, but often what holds us back is the fear of making the wrong choice, the fear of failure, or the fear of stepping into the unknown. However, you don't have to have all the answers right now to move forward. The act of choosing to take a step, no matter how small, is itself a powerful decision. Action is the key to progress. Even if you make mistakes along the way, each decision you make moves you closer to the person you want to become and to the life you want to live. The more choices you make toward your goals, the more momentum you build, and the more clarity you gain about the next step. It's also important to recognize that the power to choose means you can choose to let go of things that no longer serve you. Whether it's a negative relationship, an unhealthy habit, a limiting belief, or a job that drains your energy, you have the choice to step away from it. Sometimes the most powerful decision is the one to let go of what is holding you back. Holding on to things that no longer serve your growth is a choice in itself, and letting go can be the most freeing decision you ever make. By making space for the things that truly align with your purpose, you create room for new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that support your growth. You have the power to choose the level of commitment and determination you put into your life's journey. You can choose to be passive to coast through life, or you can choose to take full ownership of your destiny. The difference between those who live ordinary lives and those who live extraordinary lives is their commitment to their choices. People who achieve greatness are not always the most talented, but they are the ones who choose to show up every day, to work hard, to persevere, and to never give up on their dreams. Success is not determined by chance, but by the consistent choices you make every day. The power to choose is a gift we all possess, yet many of us fail to fully appreciate its magnitude. You are not a passive observer in your life, you are the active creator. Every choice you make, whether it's in your thoughts, your actions, or your responses, has the power to shape your life in profound ways. Don't give away this power to anyone or anything. You don't need permission from others, and you don't need the perfect circumstances to make the right choices. The power to choose is always in your hands, and with each decision, you shape the path to the future you desire. The life you want to live, the person you want to become, the dreams you want to achieve, they all begin with one simple truth. You have the power to choose. Choose wisely, choose boldly, and choose the life that reflects your highest potential.